We're told protein helps you lose weight, right? So here's a question. Ottoman Sultans rarely went hungry and ate meat constantly. So why does almost every historical portrait show them with massive, heavy-set bodies? The answer is way more interesting than they just overate. It's actually a story about a kitchen the size of a factory, a literal prison system, and a status game. There's no such thing as a protein miracle. Let's clear up a myth first. Protein doesn't make you lose weight. It helps with weight control. It keeps you full and protects muscle mass. But eat too much of anything, including protein, and it still turns into fat. In a palace overflowing with food, I'm eating meat, so I'm fine. Simply didn't hold up. The palace ran a food army. The kitchen wing of Topkapi Palace alone covered 5,250 square meters, roughly the size of a small factory. It employed 60 master chefs and 200 apprentices. By the 18th century, with support staff included, that number had grown past 500. On a normal day, this kitchen fed between 1,500 and 4,000 people. On special occasions, council meetings, receiving foreign ambassadors, that number could spike to 10,000, even 15,000. The Sultan's own meals were prepared separately, in a private kitchen called the kushan, cooked in individual pots using the finest ingredients in the entire palace. The real culprit, the cage system. Here's the part most people have never heard of. In the early 1600s, to stop princes from killing each other for the throne, the Ottomans introduced the kafes, cage system. Any prince in line for succession was locked away in a section of the palace called the Şimşirlik. Sometimes for decades, Suleiman II spent 45 years caged before he finally took the throne. Think about that. No exercise, no going outside, no real responsibility, just eating and waiting. Years of total inactivity and isolation took a brutal toll on both body and mind. Some princes emerged to rule with no governing experience and already in physical decline. So when a sultan looked fat in a portrait, it wasn't always palace success. Sometimes it was the direct result of a literal prison sentence. A sweet trap. The helvahane. The palace's helvahane wasn't just a dessert kitchen. It doubled as a pharmacy. By the 16th century, it still employed 812 people. Baklava was such a central tradition that on payday, the Janissaries received it in a formal ceremonial procession. Sugar, halva, sherbet, jam. In the palace, these weren't just treats. They were a visible display of wealth. Being fat was a status symbol today. Being thin signals discipline and health. Back then, it was the opposite. Being heavy-set signaled abundance and power. Thinness was associated with poverty and famine. A well-fed sultan was, quite literally, a walking advertisement for the empire's wealth. The takeaway. So no, protein isn't a magic fix. Calorie balance, movement, and lifestyle decide everything. Sultans could eat all the meat they wanted. Everything else. Endless feasts, unlimited dessert, years of forced inactivity, and social pressure to look abundant. More than made up for it. The real answer is both simple and complicated. Excess plus inactivity plus an actual prison system equals an inevitable outcome.